Hello and welcome back to Technical Tales Agrarian Skies. Well, as you can see, I have expanded my storage a little bit. I put an extra row on there and there, and I've added some glass here. This is on the metal base. This is where the items that come from the smeltery end up, so this way I can throw a load of sand into the smelteries and they end up there, which is good. So it means I can go, boop, get a stack of sand. Can't throw a whole stack in, but whatever. Go here, which this is the one that only has 3 different types of metal to do, so it tends not to be too busy. And I can just fill it up with sand. Take a look at this one. It's working away nicely. It's keeping up. I added an extra layer to these smelteries just in case, but it's definitely keeping up. So as I said at the end of the last episode, now I've automated the sifting of gravel, sand and dust. I wanted to automate the sifting of dirt as well. So in order to do that, sorry, I've just noticed that my frame rate is running really badly. It has improved. It's possible that all the work I've been doing around here is causing things to lag a bit. Hopefully the recording still looks okay from your point of view. I mean, frame rate is nice, but isn't as vital in this game as it is in some of the others I play. So in order to automate the sifting of dirt, I need to automate the creation of dirt. And the best way to create dirt is using leaf blocks. So I made this. What you are looking at here is a 9x9 grid of dirt with some Mine Factory Reloaded machines running. So underground in the middle here, somewhere, there is a planter. It's a planter with a tin upgrade. The thing with the Mine Factory Reloaded machines is most of them only work on a 3x3 area by default. And then what you do is you add upgrades to them, and that increases the area they go in. So as you can see, these all have tin upgrades in. And you want to make sure your planter and your harvesters all have the same upgrade. That way they'll cover the same area. So the planter in the middle, without the upgrade, would only have done a little space like that. But with the tin upgrade, it will do a 9x9. But then I've got 2 harvesters running here. Reason being, this one here is set to shear leaves. So when it cuts down a tree, it's actually getting leaf blocks. Don't know if we'll see any appear in the chest. The system tends to run a bit too quickly. No? Anyway, trust me on this, we get leaf blocks from this, and wood of course, which is also very useful material. But if I just did that, I would run out of saplings to replant, because when you get the leaf blocks, you don't get the saplings. So I've got a second harvester back here, and this one is set to not shear leaves. So we've got 2 harvesters, both chopping down the trees, which means the trees chop down pretty quick once it starts doing it. He says, as he sits waiting for a tree to actually get chopped down, "Hello, tree chopping." There we go, and it's gone. And both of them are doing that. I think they have an idle time running, basically. Or maybe they're running out of energy. Doesn't matter, whatever. So this one is getting saplings. So it outputs everything into here, saplings, wood, and apples. And the saplings get filtered off and fed back into the planter, which, as you can see by the fact that this 9x9 grid is completely filled with saplings, doing that means I have enough saplings. In fact, it's entirely possible I have an excess of saplings. But it means that this is self-sustaining. And I filter the saplings. Obviously all the pipes are, are underground. Sorry, I filter the leaf blocks to this barrel here. And I do that simply by all of my storage is locked, even the blank ones. This overfill chest here is set to dense, so it's a matter of last resort. So the leaf blocks are going to go here as the only inventory available and as the closest inventory available. So the leaf blocks go there. See, that just That's see, you can see that's flashing numbers, and then they instantly suck out. Now, this output pipe here is set to round robin, which means it's going to distribute these leaf blocks evenly amongst all the attached inventories. And those attached inventories are these hoppers. So you can see this one has got 3 stacks in, that one has only that, whatever. But the hoppers slowly feed the leaf blocks down into these oak barrels. I put a roof over because I didn't want rain to go in. If I'd have thought ahead, I'd have realised that once I put hoppers above, rain isn't going to go in anyway. So these things make the dirt. There we go. And then the dirt gets sucked out, and new leaf blocks go in. So this is this thing's running continuously because I've got an excess there. Then there's output pipes that suck out all the dirt, and they try and deposit it in this autonomous activator, which, as you can see, is now almost full. So all the dirt from there goes in there, if possible, and if it can't go in there, then it goes in here. This thing sifts away, and this is a similar thing to those ones there. Outputs to a chest down there, which then sucks into the storage mechanism, which is why I had to expand it. You may have noticed this. I put a lot of glass panes here. If you remember, this used to just be a grid. But I realised that the way these things work is whenever an item reaches a junction, it tries to find the nearest inventory it can go into. And of course, if you just have like this grid pattern, it's having to constantly make this decision over and over and over again. And I figured that would lag a bit. So I've put glass panes in to try and make it so rather than having loads and loads of circles of paths, it just has like a single path to go. This one weaves up and down to there, and this one does that. I think it helps a bit. It might not. It's possible that it's a very well written mod and that really doesn't have any effect on it, but I thought it was worth the go. So yeah, so that's dirt. The other thing is, that's a big tree. Will it get chopped? I think the harvester range is all the way up to the top of the sky. I could be wrong. Is there a maximum height to this? Let's find out. We'll keep an eye on that. The other thing these things do is they produce sludge. Now, the thing you can do with sludge is you can burn it in a sludge boiler, which then makes more items. Now, I put the sludge boiler all the way down there. Reason being that if you get within 3 blocks of an active sludge burner, you get poisoned. Basically, it gives off noxious fumes, which aren't very nice. Are you ever going to get around to chopping that stuff at the top? They're growing too fast, probably because it's daytime. Once nighttime hits, the trees grow slower, and hopefully it'll clear everything. So yeah, so the sludge burner gives me things like soul sand, which I have some there, and heat sand. I have no idea even what heat sand is. Let's throw that away. So basically what I do is I look in here and I see, do I have anything like, okay, netherrack. I've decided not to auto-sort some of this stuff. Like mana beans come in all these different colours, so I don't want to waste time having a separate barrel for each colour. And I'm getting an awful lot of seeds out as well, so I might just keep the seeds in here and it will free up storage here. So by putting that in this barrel, future netherrack should end up in there. And I'm pretty certain I'm getting the netherrack from the sludge boiler. So this took me a reasonable amount of time. We can have a quick look at the pipe work underground. So I built the sludge boiler at this lower level here. Simply brought the power down, brought the sludge down from the two harvesters, and then ran an item pipe up to connect to the storage system. And over here you can see my harvesting setup. So this is that planter, and it's just doing oak saplings. If I wanted, I could give it a mixture of different trees. So I could have the other types of wood, and this filter tells it where to plant the different types of things. For now, I'm just running it on oak. It seems to give a good amount of saplings to keep us fueled, good amount of wood. So energy comes from here. Basically, I just tapped into the same energy lines which were running to my pulverizers. Oh, got a bit turned around. Where am I? This way. And then I just ran item ducts essentially. So you want to output into a chest and then suck out of that. So this one's going to get saplings, apples, and wood. So it runs along here. Now this input into here, I added a whitelist, so only oak saplings can go into this inventory. Everything else carries on. This one is the one that gets leaf blocks and wood, and it outputs this way. This line there, that's coming from the sludge boiler. That's got things like dirt, netherrack, soul sand, sand, and other such stuff. And basically, I just hooked all this stuff, if I can get by, I just hooked all this stuff into... oh wow, this is complex, isn't it? Yes, I hooked all this stuff into the line that was from the side of these chests that wasn't outputting the metal. So these go off to the storage system there, and they find a barrel or that dump chest at the end. And I could do something very similar with the dirt. What I really like about these pipes and these barrels is basically it just self-sorts. Like that's where the leaf blocks go. And I don't have a filter on that at all. It's simply because that's a barrel that can only accept leaf blocks because it's locked to it. All the leaf blocks from there automatically go in. Any dirt that comes from the sludge boiler also ends up in this dirt barrel. This is where all the composting is happening, and as you can see, its output. I didn't want its output to head this way because then it would just end up in that barrel. So I put a glass pane there, and it means that the dirt will flow this way, round this way, to here, and it will find the autonomous activator as the closest inventory to it. But if it can't fit in there, then it will just carry on and end up in that barrel. Again, I've put a chest here. This is the hopper that outputs from the filtering. And I put a chest there as just like a bit of a buffer. Probably isn't necessary. I could probably just suck items straight out of the hopper. But it's nice to have a chest there so you can open it up. And it doesn't hurt. So that is, as far as I can tell, basic resource production down and fully automated. And until my barrels fill up, I can just let this run continuously. And hopefully by the time barrels filling up is a problem, I'll be using applied energistics, and I'll have a matter energy storage system, which means I won't need any of these barrels or anything like that, and everything can become nicely simplified. So I think the best thing for me to do is start fulfilling quests, because I've spent a lot of time now, I think it's 2 or 3 episodes, just getting this resource gathering system up and fully automated. And I've sort of been neglecting the quests, which is a mistake, because the quests give you rewards that that can help you do stuff. So I really don't want to ignore these. So I think the first thing to do is let's go through now and see which of these quests I can just complete. Because I should have been, because I might be able to complete some of them just by the stuff I've been doing. So let's go into learning to Skyblock. And the first thing it's saying is I've got an unclaimed reward on kill the zombies. This is a repeatable quest. So obviously I've just maybe this triggers when I'm near the zombies over there. Over by the mob spawner. But let's just claim our half a heart and some apples. So that's completed repeatable quest. So I'm just blah. Oh wow, I can't talk today. Give me a moment while I reboot my mouth. Yeah, I might have to make this quite a quick episode today. I'm not really... My mouth isn't quite working. It feels tired for some reason. But I didn't want to get too far ahead without showing you the work I'm doing. Right, so... These are completed, but I've obviously received the rewards already. There we go. Right. Vacuum hopper, autonomous activator, and aqueous accumulator. Yes, I made an aqueous accumulator. I don't know if I showed you this last time. I'm not sure I did. I made an aqueous accumulator, and I put a sprinkler on top, as it suggested, and it's here in my farm. And the sprinkles appear to exactly go by a 9x9 patch, and it's speeding up the growth of my stuff. Incidentally, I have potatoes now. Potatoes. So that's another source of food for me, which is good. Because I'm getting a bit tired of toast. Just dry toast with nothing on it. But now I can have baked potatoes, which is excellent. So yes, I made the aqueous accumulator for that, so I can claim this reward. I get 1/4 of a heart, and I get to pick a random reward bag. I never know which ones to go. Claim reward. Let's open up this reward bag. Fingers crossed for something nice. A mass of coloured wood. Okay. Let's dump this in my decorative box chest. Basically wood of all different colours. That's enough for an extra life. Will it let me do this? It does. 1 full heart. 8 lives remaining. I don't think I've died again yet. I burnt in the lava that time, and that's been it. So, what about this one? Powering up. An unpowered automation, while good for the environment, is not going to be enough to progress through the map. You will need to supply power to machines to continue much further. RF is the energy system for this pack. All of the machines except forestry will run off the RF. Forestry machines will need a conduit to convert the RF into MJ. MFR has bioreactors that can provide biogenerators with fuel. The bioreactor is the most efficient when fed with 9 different types of plantable saplings or seeds. Generators from extra utilities open up multiple fuel options, including TNT, food and potions. TE3 added dynamos that run on water solid fuels, blah 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 blah. Simplest option to start with, though, is to make a steam dynamo and give it water and a burnable cater and a burnable fuel. I assume that should be water. Someone mistyped that, I think. Steam dynamo. I mean, seriously, magmatic dynamos are the easiest way to go. Up there, because I already need lava. You know, I need to... There was a creeper here, wasn't there? Luckily, they don't blow up terrain or machines. The one thing I found is occasionally mobs will spawn on top of bits of oak that are sort of way up there. I've been thinking I need to fence this area in or something. I've got 31 cobble on me. Let's run a bit of a perimeter around this. It'll make it a little safer. Because most mobs which spawn in there are just going to fall to the ground. Okay, the first time it was just a zombie that came at me. That time it was something a little bit nastier. Can't get by that way. Have to add a fence. Add a doorway to it later. That scared me. Do not like random creeper explosions. What was I saying? Yes. Magmatic dynamos are way better because you need lava in order to in order to power these things. And so if you're running all your metals through smelteries anyway, you may as well just make a little bit of extra lava. Why are you not running? Okay, we're running low on lava. We're not able to keep... Hello, I am right-hand clicking. Oh, it doesn't... You don't right-hand click those things. Yeah, okay, we're not quite getting enough lava to keep this machine running, but this one appears to be producing enough energy to keep everything running, so I'll expand that later. What was I saying? Yes. It was a little annoying that this thing wants me to make a steam dynamo, but let's just take a quick look at what the recipe is. It might be something where I can easily do. Done. One steam dynamo. I'm probably not going to use it, but making it fulfilled this quest, which is what it's all about. Rewards. Reward bag and half a heart. "12 angel blocks." What is an angel block? This block is unique in that it does not need another block for it to be built against, so it can be placed in midair. When right-clicking the block will be placed in the direction you are looking. The block can't be placed diagonally in midair. No tool is required to break the block, and it is broken instantly even without any tools. After breaking the block does not drop. Oh, but rather returns to the player's inventory. Interesting. So essentially it helps you build stuff when you're floating around in the void, because you don't have to pillar out to it and so on. That will be especially useful once I gain the ability to fly. So I'll definitely store that nice and safe. Alright, let's get back to the book. Powered processing. See, this one's already complete. Even though it wasn't even available until I did the Steam Dynamo thing. It's good that it keeps track of it even though it wasn't revealed. Yeah, because that was making a pulverizer, which I've done. So I'm going to get a diamond hammer, a quarter of a heart, and another reward bag. Let's just pick the first one. 16 shimmer leaf, 16 cinder pearl. Might come in handy once I start doing magic Thaumcraft stuff. So we'll put those away safe. This is good. We're ploughing through nicely. Auto packaging. I mean, that needs an auto packager. By this point you may have gotten tired of crafting crushed ores into ore blocks. Way ahead of you, mate. This is why I really should have been doing this stuff in order. And you may want a simpler solution. The Forest Barber has created a simple solution. The auto packager is not as configurable as the cyclic assembler and fluid crafter. It has one task. Any item in a chest to the left of the packager will be crafted into the first 2x2 or 3x3 recipe available for that material, and the result will be placed in a chest on the right of the packager. The packager requires RF to run, so you'll need to hook it into your power system. It is perfect for crafting blocks and metal storage blocks. Some recipes may not work since you can't configure which output it picks. Okay, let's see how complex this thing is to build. Crafting table, 3 pistons, and a redstone reception coil. Easy peasy. 1 auto packager. So again, I probably don't need it at the moment. It might come in handy in the future. Right, back to the book. So that's it for that thing. Cultivating harvest. Wants harvester and planters. Well, I've done that. Bone meal a large grass area and use a sickle to harvest the tall grass to obtain seeds and fruit saplings. Food is an important consideration for your survival on this map. Mine factory reloaded planters and harvesters can be used to create farms to harvest seeds. Well, I use them to make trees, but whatever. And the fruit picker can be used to harvest fully grown fruit from the saplings. So I just need an Invar sickle. I've got plenty of Invar. So let's see what the recipe for this is. A stick and 3 invar. Wow. Grab one too many, doesn't matter. Pick one. Bean seeds, tomato seeds, normal seeds, ender lily seeds. Well, I've got normal seeds. Tomato and bean sound interesting, but ender lily sounds sort of special. Oh, okay, sludge. You want a bucket of sludge. A task where the player needs specific items. These do not have to be handed in. Having one in one's inventory is enough. How do I get a bucket of sludge? I mean, I know I've got sludge, but how do I get a bucket of it? Can we use the bucket on the sludge boiler? Well, I could maybe if there was sludge in it. If I put a lever on it, I can turn it off. But I don't have a lever on me, so I will simply disconnect its power. That will make it safe to approach. No, okay, it was still working. Oh, so now I have hunger and poison. Okay, I have hunger and I'm well fed. This is strange. According to the original Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy computer game, this means I am a sentient being. Okay, safe to approach now. Except the sludge is still... Okay, you don't have any power. How are you still on? You've got your internal power supply, haven't you? You can't eat anything while you have a hunger effect on you. It shouldn't really be called a hunger effect, it's more of a queasiness effect. Okay, that's stopped it working, so it should build up the sludge. Question is, how do I get it in a bucket? I think I know how. I need a tank, don't I? A tank and some fluid ducts. So according to this game, a baked potato is not as filling as toast. Yeah, it's not quite like that in real life, is it? So, let me disconnect this. Let me put a tank there, which should fill up with sludge. Got to be a quicker way. Let's put the tank there. Not sure this will work. Let's just try a different type of tank. This one is a portable tank. It has a little more control. There we go, and I can see now that it's filling with sludge. So let's just dismantle this. There is a bucket full of sludge, which means sludge bucket, 0%. Manual detect. There we go. Right. Ender lily seeds I wanted. Claim reward. And I got a flux-infused sickle. Now that's a sickle that I think it'll never wear out. Basically, if it gets damaged, I can just recharge it. Okay, let's put this thing back as it was. So I think I want to disconnect that for a moment. Right-click that so it empties its sludge into there. Pick it up. And then reconnect that. Full of sludge. Full of energy. And we're burning again. Let's take another look at the book. Anything else open up? Expanding the farms. Okay, now this one I know that this is about auto-enchanting, auto-brewing and stuff, so we're going to leave that one for now. Crafting mobs. With any luck, some passive animals have started spawning on your grass platform. If, however, you have not been so lucky, crafting recipes have been added for making various mobs you may need on your journey. Okay, you will need to explore the You're a Wizard, Steve quest area to get started in blood magic first. So I can't do these yet, I don't think. So let's look down. So I don't want to do that one yet. So let's look down, expanding the farms. I've already made a tin upgrade. I just need a precision sledgehammer. The default farm size is 3x3. Upgrading means it goes further. I've already explained all this. Make sure you upgrade your harvesters and planters the same way. Yes, done that. So a precision sledgehammer. Why is the graphic for a precision sledgehammer a claw hammer rather than, say, a sledgehammer? Anyway, whatever. Precision sledgehammer. 3 sheets of plastic, 2 sticks. Do I have much plastic left? Whoa, I am pressing the wrong button. That's what happens when you take your hand away from the keyboard. Plastic, plastic, plastic. Yes. 1 precision hammer. Oh, I get a single-use safari net. That might have something in it. Do you have anything in you? I don't think so, because you're single-use. That can be useful for capturing mobs and moving them around, but probably not massively useful right now. It is a mystery. There might be something in there. Okay, there might be something in there, but we're not going to open it up until we've got a nice, secure, safe room. And a reusable safari net so we can pick the thing up again. Reward bag. 16 ghast tears. That might be useful for the auto brewer. I'm just going to put stuff in there. Finally, moving power. Transferring power between power providers and machines can be done in multiple ways. Energy cells can be used as a portable power storage to move between machines. Conduits come in 3 tiers that have different amounts of power. The top tier can move 10,000 RF per tick per connection point. MFR RedNet energy cables can move RF, EU, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so this is all about doing power. And I've already got leadstone energy conduits and hardened energy conduits. Leadstone, hardened, redstone energy conduits, and a RedNet energy cable. RedNet energy cable. I've never, ever bird of wing. Let's take a look. RedNet energy cable. So I need some RedNet cable and some electrum. That's a load of plastic and redstone. Okay, let's find out how to get the plastic. Just as a reminder, I need raw plastic, which I get by cooking rubber bars. Now, one thing I do need to hook up to my power system are some powered furnaces, because at the moment I'm still just burning coal when I need to cook stuff, which isn't that good. Let's take a look at the redstone energy conduit while that thing's cooking. That requires fluid transposers and liquid stuff, so, and hardened glass, which needs an induction smelter. So obviously one of the things I think I'm going to be doing, probably off camera in between episodes, is having a powered crafting area. I want somewhere which is going to have furnaces, induction smelters, that packager thing we made, and so on, all sort of set up, probably along this wall there. kind of makes sense. You know, because you know this is where I can do all of my crafting and stuff. So we're going to have to wait on that one. So for now, that's it for that quest line. Let's take a look at Hell's Kitchen, which I really haven't done much of. The reason being is there's all these little crafting things to do. Right, let's actually write these down. See, they're quite easy to craft, but there's so many of them you have to sort of keep going back and forth to the book to take a look, so that's why I've been putting this off, but I shouldn't. Further meals require more sophisticated cookware. Look up a meal in NEI to see the many food types you can make. I do not get all the different food types. I mean, I know it's more efficient and you get more food out of it, but you can just live on toast forever. It just seems a waste of time. But let's get to this. Completing the quests, however, is not a waste of time, because it gives us nice, lovely rewards. Okay, I've got all 4 of them. Claim rewards. Gives us another full heart. Up to 10. And 2 netherfish. Not sure what use netherfish are, but there you go. It's good to squirrel all this stuff away in case it becomes important later. What else have we got? Spice it up. A task where the player needs specific items. Water and milk can be refined into various components that can then be further refined into cheese, butter and cream. I think I will do this one off camera. What else have we got? Steel-powered flight. So I did that one, but I did not actually make a high oven. Which means I can't actually make the steel yet. That's probably something I'm going to want to build in between episodes. Oh, I am dreading starting bees and trees. I have never done the breeding mods. So, okay, so in some ways I'm dreading it, but in other ways I'm looking forward to it, because it means there'll be a whole new set of mods I will learn. But that's going to take a while. Same with You're a Wizard, Steve. Thaumcraft is brilliant, but there can be a lot of work, you know, learning the recipes. And I've never done blood magic, so I'm going to have to investigate that a bit. I've done the basic Storage Wars one. I made the upgrades to the better barrels, although I've not used them yet. However, this thing's going to get me straight onto digital storage, which, again, I think I will do off camera, but I will read this to you now. Pretty soon you're going to need even more storage and crafting ability. Applied Energistics allows you to turn blocks and items into code stored on storage drives and access these digital items to craft. Storage buses can be used to hook external storage devices such as barrels into the central crafting computer. This is important. I'm probably going to have made this stuff and we'll have a start on this in the next episode. This will let me store everything in a single generic computer storage drive, and it will let me automate crafting tasks. So the stuff, you know, which I have to make all the time, and if you're doing that manually, it can really slow stuff down. And I know for a fact that when we get out to things like bragging rights, if I want to even have a chance of doing some of this stuff, I am not going to want to have to do this stuff manually. Go with the flow. I need to make a normal tank in order to get that. Let's end the episode doing that. I'm sure whatever that tank is, it's not that hard to make. Not with the resources I've got now. Glass pane and 4 obsidian. Obsidian being the one thing that's still a little tricky for me to get. So what I'm going to do is I want to turn this off. So I've turned off the output from this. Then I will set it to making obsidian. But the thing about when it makes obsidian is it uses up the water and the lava. So I need to grab the lava from somewhere. And the water. And I'm going to have to run back and forth and do this 4 times. I should probably actually set up one of these dedicated to just making obsidian. It can have an aqueous accumulator in order to supply it with the water, and obviously my lava supply is there. Well, so much for my wall. I wish I knew where those guys were spawning. I'm going to have to spam some more torches and maybe get some lighting higher up. I think my wall would have to be further out in order to fully protect me. So I'll be back once I've got this and we can finish that last quest to finish off the episode. Open block tanks. Magnesium dust. Interesting. I have to make a decision here. It's always best to check how difficult it is to get the other thing. I would need water and a flux droplet or quicklime and water in a vat. And that's the only way to get magnesium. I think I'm going to go with the magnesium. Given a choice between something that looks tricky to make and a reward bag, which could be anything, we will go with that. So that's a full heart. Here's another reward bag. Some nightfish. That's it. So I've done all the easily done ones. I'm probably going to fulfill the requirements of the next few in between the episodes. The applied energistics one, the steel one, and so on. The last thing I'll show you is simply that I moved the vacuum hopper, which for a while was over there on my sifting table, to here. So this thing's automatically picking up the drops now and depositing them in the chest. So I've got a nice steady supply of mob drop stuff. I'm pretty certain that at some point the quests themselves will tell me to turn that into a proper grinder with mob essence and so on. Probably to do with the auto brewing and auto enchanting stuff. But for now, I will say bye-bye, and I'll hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.